Hey everybody, this is a sorta should have had a week off because 4th of July. Retrokid reviews. About to do a quick roundup of mostly Loki reviews of the first 4 episodes because I just realized I totally forgot to do such a thing. Mainly because as of this recording, I'm trying to do, or I guess make another, spoiler-ish Toku meme related to the episode that just came out as of this recording, episode 4. So starting off with the basics, I'm gonna go with Tom Hiddleston on the first 2 episodes of the series. Clearly establishing it's him post Avengers 2012 and being ripped from the timeline from Endgame. Most of the first 2 episodes with the press that got screeners for that just basically just establish how the rules are going to work for the timekeepers and all that. For Owen Wilson's wow and all with being Mobius, it's actually pretty cool. As far as speculation for what his character is going to be doing at the I guess at the end of this series, it's just mainly him trying to get a jet ski. To be fair, this is a bit of a step upgrade from the whole him being Mephisto memes that I've been having ever since, I guess, WandaVision. So, good news there, honestly. As for the rest of the timekeepers, I don't know all the actors by name and their characters other than Ravana, I think is the head administrator of the whole place. She's got some intentions to do stuff behind the scenes and I guess keep like a Wizard of Oz kind of mentality of like, okay, this is kayfabe, just don't tell them it's kayfabe, just don't tell them they're all this and that. Which I'll get to 3 and 4 in a minute. I really am gonna botch this lady's name, but Sylvia Di Martino, I hope I got that right, who's playing lady version of Loki, aka Sylvia in this show, is really good. She actually is playing what you would expect a opposite gender Loki would be, and I think it's sort of canon in most of Marvel's multiverse and stuff like that. And it goes without saying for most of the MCU shows, at this point have been filmed, I guess, on location or, I guess, in a soundstage in Atlanta prior to the pandemic. So, the only thing I can also agree with when it comes to, I guess, now jumping into episode 3, non-spoilers wise, is that the effects is actually not bad. Wrap up for episode 2 is that Loki found out that this version of himself is trying to like use like set timelines to just like not branch things off. Again, I'm not a time travel guy. It's been a long time since I actually did Doctor Who reviews. Also found out that Jodie Whittaker may or may not be leaving, which means there may or may not be a new showrunner, which may or may not be well, let's be honest here, a long overdue regeneration soon. For those who are like on the fence to that show, it was good up until a point. It tends to happen with showrunners and stuff like that when it comes to the BBC. But anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning that is that episode 3 has that kind of set design. You can see it on a typical Doctor Who set. It's something I've seen kind of coming. Also, another famed Doctor Who actor, I also kind of didn't really see coming, but would kind of fit in that kind of background at the end of episode 4, which I'll get to, and the Toku meme I'm trying to make. So, that all being said, episode 3 is just, again, exploring, like, this near future that has, like, a moon destruction kind of thing going on. And also kind of confirm that Tom Hiddleston's version of the character is bi. And, wished I had time to make this review during Pride Month. That would actually be, I don't know, man, that would be some views. Still a straight ally, by the way, in case anyone's asking, since my Cyber 6 review. Card 2, you guys want to see that. Also, I also updated the description for donations to the Trevor Project. Yes, I am very much aware that Pride is over, but it still doesn't mean you guys should still give to LGBTQIA+ charities, much like the Trevor Project. Do your research yourself in case some are a little hypocritical, I want to say. So, yeah, broad strokes for episode 3, same thing. It's just trying to find the next thing and get things going. It's more fetch crush / trying to understand still how the whole thing works on Sylvia's end. Right up till we get to episode 4, where it just kicks off with a decent backstory to why she's got so much revenge for the TVA, which is their timekeepers of Variance Authority. Loki is a variant because, of course, he's been pulled out from the original main timeline of the MCU, so his getup and everything is really cool, very, like, business casual, if I had to be honest with Loki on this one. I forgot to mention an action scene I kind of liked early on in these episodes was, I think the Roxxon / totally not a Walmart fight in the 2050s. Not predicting things, hope that natural disaster doesn't happen in real life, yada yada. You get where I'm going there. So yeah, that was a pretty good fight of just Sylvia just body hopping between everybody to just use in that episode. Mesa didn't get used much in their actual action scene at the end of episode 3, where they're trying to like avoid like the next disaster from building up. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just saw the first. I only saw episode 4 this week. I didn't rewatch it for episode 5 for next week, so my bad in advance to both myself and my Agents of community guys that are with me. Hopefully, link in the description down below for our Discord if you guys want to check out what we're doing behind the scenes. That being said, what I can remember is that basically, Sylvia and Loki are trying to like expose the whole side of that all of the timekeepers and the cops inside the DBA are actually variants from other timelines, and it's been always screwed up. It's just the timekeepers are like trying to hide the narrative as long as it would take. What I can remember is most of the action scene that results in what we thought was gonna be Loki's death. If you know anything about Loki, guys, pretty good at faking his own death a lot of times. In this particular case, which is where we go to both the post credit and what I'm planning to do with it as a meme for Tokyo Riffs. Yeah, so basically they exposed most of it as robots and stuff like that with the actual timekeepers. Some of them actually had some convincing CG, like modern day CG. Other with decent, back in the day, like practical effects. The thing I like about Loki so far is just like it's blending like a bunch of different like timelines of how most sci-fi like this was made back in the day to nowadays. Like a good collection, a good homage of that kind of like storytelling. If that's the same kind of narrative that we're going through with WandaVision being like a love letter to like past sitcoms, I'm thinking this is the same thing too with a lot of like past and present like sci-fi shows that work with time travel and that kind of vibe, and it does kind of show, honestly. I forgot to mention one of the most heartbreaking scenes I think Loki went through in episode 1 was finding out that they all have their own version of the Infinity Stones, and they just don't do anything because they're from a separate timeline, and that's how they kind of established. And Loki also seeing his entire life in the MCU post the first Avengers movie, right down to his death in I think the start of Infinity War. And yeah, it was a really good scene. I know people are probably going to be spamming that to like use it for a bunch of other stuff. One I found very convincingly in my Bad to Trenches Discord of Spider-Man seeing a bunch of past lives of his and working with previous Spider-Man. Again, I found that as a Photoshop. It looked really convincing. My bad in advance for Trenches Discord for that weird narrative. Also, as of this recording, it is pretty certain that maybe there may finally be a trailer for No Way Home, and if that does happen, I will be busting out the Scarlet Spider gear, make a full-blown Spider News of the whole thing if the trailer drops, God willing. That all being said, so back to episode 4, with the ending of that, he basically, presumably believes he's dead, because they have wand sticks that kind of disintegrates you. Turns out it takes you to a nightmare timeline where basically time just stops and everything just collides in itself. Again, it sounds like an 11th era Doctor Who episode I went through, so that's good familiarity for me, not so much for casual fans or just been known to watch MCU stuff. This is a good collab of like seeing your greatest and worst hits of like the franchise so far, and see how they can rework it, kind of like Endgame in some respects like that. So I don't know every single Loki that he saw. I know they did a classic Loki. I know they did a kid Loki. I think a boastful Loki. I think that's what he was called. Basically, him if he got the Thor's hammer instead of Thor, and a Gator Loki, which some have theorized that he might be the one from I guess the Spider Ham comics. Of that, basically the anthropomorphic animal side of like the Marvel multiverse. Probably it'd be funny if he talks. Best guess. They won't actually make him talk because it is an actual gator. Because, again, Georgia. Yeah, the classic Loki is going to be played by Richard E. Grant, who was also a Doctor Who alumni. He was mostly around for, I think, the 11th Doctor's Christmas episodes. I forgot which one exactly. My bad in advance for that. But, yeah, that's my thoughts overall of the show so far. Show so far looks great for episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to get an average 8 out of 10. They did their best to try to explain the situation. Clearly needs to be more clear and concise. For episode 3, very good. Does exactly what you needed to do when it comes to establishing, I guess, Loki's sexual history now, finally, for the MCU. Also, comic readers and MCU fans are just going to be a little befuddled with actual historical mythology Loki, who does even weirder shit. than just, being bi. So I'll leave that for you guys to Google search yourself. I'm not putting that in the description down below. My bad in advance. For episode 4, the post-credit was really good. Definitely bumped it up to an 8.5 out of 10. I'm hoping for the next 2 episodes that they do what they can do to basically hype up a decent finale and set up for hopefully Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. Like I said, for most of the MCU reviews I have done, I am going to get the Agents of Rift down here for the season finale for this show, and our full review for Black Widow when that comes out next week. So with that all being said, this is Retrokid Reviews. Before I leave, the whole thing with the post-credit, I wanted to make it like all JDF's Power Rangers jokes. So for everyone in the RVT community that's trying to like hound me for my punctuation, my bad. I should have just used the subtitles and rewatched the episode. I'm going to be doing that in case I want to do more MCU memes from now on. Honestly, that makes a lot more sense if I'm going to rip it straight from the episode. So, again, my bad there to Kira and everybody there on Discord. So, again, their Discord also down below if you guys want to check out more future Tokyo Memes content. The reason being there isn't going to be Tokyo Rifts this Sunday, other than it being 4th of July. They still need some time off after what happened with Spade Ace, who also passed away. So, a few weeks prior. So, again, they're not in the right mindset. They want to gracefully transition back in. And to John and everybody, I totally agree 100%. So, with rapid fire explanations and an actual review out of the way, this is Retrokid Reviews. Hopefully, end cards coming up here to my short when I was losing my mind that they're finally going to put Titans on network TV post actually back and forthing. It's a whole thing. I think if you go back to that short, I also put in the description High Tops' video essays explaining the situation when it comes to Titans at this point. Other hand here to my previous review of, let me take a quick look. I think it was, obviously, F9, my bad. Family, am I right? Anyway, sure here to hit sub to the channel, notification bell down below for more Marvel-related content. Speaking of, again, like I said, hit the notification also in case I do a trailer react for any Spire-related content when it comes to No Way Home. The merch just came out. I might do Spire news with the Marvel Legends figures. Might bring the Scarlet Spires down just to see what little controversy I think is happening with the Marvel Legends animated Venom retro wave. Apparently they're ripping off either a custom or it's a reprint from a previous figure line. I don't really know which. I'll try to figure that out when we get there. So until all this confusion is sorted out, take care, subscribe, and apparently Loki has a say in Asgard of coming out in weird ways, to me. Mostly confusion. Then again, what are you not gonna do? That's Loki for you. Later, guys.